And hello and welcome back to Blake's Den and another video on my Austin Mini Designer. Doing lots of videos on this at the moment because I'm going to try and take the engine out. So I'm just gradually working my way around the engine bay, removing the bits that need to come off. Yeah, let's make a start. So in this video I'm going to try removing the negative cable which is connected to the top engine mount. I've already removed the washer bottle, that's over here. If you need a video of how to do that, then removing the engine's probably not for you. Yeah, this I sort of mentioned this in the last video. Look how corroded that bracket is and that reservoir. There's definitely been a leak going on there at some point. Ignore the brand new copper line. That's one I put in for the clutch because I stole the one off this to fix my MPI one day. But yeah, I was just checking out the brakes and trying to work out what's going on. But look at this. So you've got the compensator here, the load compensator. Then you've got, coming out the back, you've got the rear brake line. And it's weeping around there, but look at the path it takes. It comes around and does like nearly a 180 back on itself. And it's like probably, well, you actually see the pipe is beginning to pinch up. It's been bent that tight. So I think that's one I'm going to have to replace. Yeah, well, I'm probably going to replace all the brake lines, to be honest, or at least give them a really, really good inspection, the hard lines. I've said it many times, you don't want to restore or do major work on your car and then go down the road, hit the brakes and find nothing happens and go straight into a wall. So yeah, right, okay. I'm going to start removing this then. So that should be fairly straightforward. Just one bolt to undo, and the other one, I believe it's a bolt and a nut. I might be wrong, but it's heavily corroded. So we'll see what happens. So the first job to do here is definitely some excavating, just to get rid of all of the debris from around the bolt so I can get a socket on it nice and cleanly. I don't think the corrosion's that bad. I think a lot of it is just stripping the paint off the bracket, but we'll be able to tell later date when I get the engine out, and I'll be able to give us a much closer look at. Right, let me see if I can get a socket on there. I've really braid on a 12mm socket there, 6-sided one. It should be 1/2 inch, but because of the corrosion, but it's very rounded, the nut. And I've got a 1/2 inch spanner on the other side, so let's just see if we can even get it turning. That's a lot of torque I'm putting into it. You can't really see the expression on my face, but that's tight. That's tighter than a tight thing. I may have to try and get an impact socket on it. Okay, I think we need a plan B if I can get this off. So I found a 12mm deep impact socket in my set, and I'm going to put my impact gun on, and noise alert, this may get quite noisy. Told you it'd be noisy. Well, that just didn't even move in, a few degrees. Let's try again. This is going to be fun. Let's try using a breaker bar and see if I can put a sustained torque on there to see if that'll help turn it. It's doing something actually. But is it just rounding off? You know, that did something there. Oh, she's turning. Okay, that's beginning to turn. Let's give it a few more turns, loosen it up. and then I'll swap back to the smaller one and then put the spanner underneath. Oops. Oh, have I just rounded it off? No, not rounded it off. Just quite hard to do it because of the access. Okay, I think we're getting somewhere. Right, back to the big noisy one. Put the spanner on the back. And noise alert. It's like smoke coming off that. I think it's nearly off, to be honest. Let's get the spanner back on it again. Nuts just dropped off. That was fun. Right, it still seems to be stuck in there. I may have to rock the engine a little bit to get that out. Still can't get that bolt out even though the nut's off the back. So instead I'm going to move on to the other side. See if I can get that one slack, which might take the tension off it. And oh yeah, super loose that one. Well, not super loose, but relatively loose compared to the other. So if you take the tension off it, it might just sort of free it up. So this one is 1/2 inch because it's not corroded within 1 inch of its life. If you ever do find your experience like your engine rocking like backwards and forwards quite a lot in your Mini, the bushes in these can wear out. They're like little just rubber bushes, and if they've gone then it can cause your engine to rock quite a bit. I had it on the MPI, but I actually did put another steady on the MPI as well, lower down. I think ultimately it needs the engine mounts replacing, but it's a bit of a job, so hence why I sort of bodged it. Right, that bolts out, and then that means that this is now free to come off. I've got the, oh, I did have the earth strap, I've just dropped it on the floor, but I'll put the earth strap nice and safe. This is what I mean if your engine rocks like that. It's because one of the bushings has gone. Okay, well, that's loose now, but I can't actually, still can't get that bolt out. It's obviously spinning, but it's something stopping it from lifting. So I might have to get something underneath it to prise it up. I've tried gripping it with some pliers like this and applying upwards force, but it ain't having it, so it's well and truly stuck in there. I like a challenge. Right, situation updates. A couple of days later, I've had it soaking in WD-40. I've also taken off the bracket at the other end, and you can see that when I turn the whole thing, the bolt spins. So what I think has happened, going to my handy parts diagram, is that the bolt and the bushing have become one, and that makes it's stuck in there. It won't come out because the bushing is larger diameter than the hole, and it's just seized and just won't move. So I've got two options what I need to do. I can either drill the head off that and then punch the rest of it out, or I've got an option where I may be able to cut in from here and cut the bolt using my trusty air saw. So this is a pneumatic saw, and I can just about get it in there like that and hopefully start cutting, and it'll free it off. So I'm going to give that a go. I'm not going to film it because it's quite noisy. Well, cutting wasn't really working. Just couldn't really get a good angle and the saw kept nipping up. So now I'm drilling. So I've just put a centre punch in there. The bolt was really soft anyway because it was all corroded. So it's going to drill that down until there's pretty much nothing left. That's drilled about as far as I can go. Gone a bit off centre, unfortunately, but I'm going to try hitting what's left with a chisel, see if I can knock the head off. Right, after a bit of jiggling and wiggling and shearing and a bit more drilling, I've now got that loose there. But obviously it's still in the bottom bit. Now, can I just prise it down and bend the bottom bracket back? Possibly. That might be the easiest thing to do. I was going to hit the centre out, but I don't think the bottom bracket will take it anyway. Of course, I could have just cut this bracket. I could have cut this whole arm. In fact, I don't even need... I could have just folded this arm out of the way, but it needs sorting out at some point. So, might as well do it now. Right, can this come out? Still got a bit more to go yet. Commence Operation Wiggle. Right, let's see what happens here. The camera may fall over, so I apologise now if your picture is interrupted. I need to get it in the right position. No. See, the whole thing just keeps slipping now because that bracket below has got literally no strength. I need like one hand to hold it, one hand to hit it, and another hand to hold the punch. So, yeah. Come on. We better be nearly there now. Let's give it a few love taps from below and see whether that does anything to the bolt. I think just the right amount of force applied in the right place and this will pop out. Let's try getting the crowbar on there and see what that does. Problem is when I prise it, I've got nothing to prise against and the whole engine just moves. I will get this out somehow. Yeah, well, I'll guarantee I'll get it out as soon as I stop pressing record on the camera. It'll just fall out of my hands like it's been, oh, a bit like that. There we are. Ta-da! It is out. So there you can see what I was fighting against. See how corroded it is. Yeah, that bush and bolt are just one. So I'll try pushing that out. The bracket will need bending back into shape. That's absolutely fine. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, press that like button below. Please consider subscribing to the channel as well. It costs you nothing. Also, if you've got any questions, drop them in the comments below. I respond to all of my comments. So once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.